All right, I got the one and only Esquire to be Matt Tim on the phone. Matt Tim, you read the story about Emily Weinman and the great deal that she got. So tell everybody what your thoughts are. Now, just before you go, let me just talk about this. You and I were covering that. That was one of the first big stories you and I covered as a not-so-dream team here in New Jersey. And unfortunately, I don't have the videos, but you and I both made some predictions as what the outcome was. So you can tell me what your thoughts are on the what the case, how the case has ended up, and where you think the case is going, and I'll chime in too after that. So go ahead, tell everybody. This is Matt Tim.
Thanks, John. I read both actually. I read the NJ.com version, and I also read the Cape May County Herald version. And the Cape May County Herald version revealed the fact that a plea deal like Weinman's is unprecedented in Cape May County. Okay, in the case of Emily Weinman, they gave her basically a plea deal to plead out to one petty disorderly persons offense, the lowest grade of criminal offense, disorderly conduct. Anything lower is a municipal ordinance charge.
Now, interestingly, in that plea, there's a deal going on in that plea that all the transcripts from that plea cannot be used in a civil suit.
Yep. There's what's called a civil reservation, and that means that anything that she pled in that court and anything that went down in that court cannot be admitted into evidence.
So she has to really keep her mouth shut when she went into court.
That's right. But that doesn't foreclose upon, during the discovery process, if she decides to turn around and sue them in federal court, which I suspect she is going to, for Eighth Amendment violations in the next, 3 to 6 months, it doesn't foreclose it from coming out in that aspect.
Now, I predicted back...
Right now, they reached a solution that they felt was the only practicable solution for all parties involved, because no prosecutor in this country wanted to put that cop who beat the shit out of that 17-year-old girl on a witness stand.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in that jury is going to be shaking their head.
I mean, even if, you and I, we've discussed at length that the way that she handled herself and conducted herself probably wasn't...
Well, you're absolutely right, but cursing is not... It's protected speech, but you would ask the jury, well, what would you do? What would a reasonable person do who's being accused like that? All of a sudden, got some cop throwing her on the ground who's 3 times the size and beating the hell out of her. How would you respond?
And I think that ultimately, that officer, his conduct on videotape led to the plea deal because they didn't want to put him on a witness stand. And they were it's kind of like when cars in the 50s used to play chicken, because everybody was playing chicken until the prosecutor steered away. And the prosecutor said, okay.
Well, I think they weighed out what their chances are of getting a conviction on the charges that she was charged with versus, regardless of whether she gets convicted or not, and I said this a while back, and I think you agree with me, that whether she gets convicted or not would not stop the civil suit from coming. It wouldn't help it, but it wouldn't stop it.
I think that ultimately, Wildwood did not need the black eye.
Well, it brought a lot of attention. It brought a lot of attention to a police department that has a shady past of violence.
And think about what time of year is coming up, summertime. They don't want any more publicity on this case than what they absolutely had to have. I mean, from what I understand, the proceedings and the plea deals were also left off limit to the public, which is unconstitutional under the open and speedy trial clause of the U.S. Constitution. But in this case, they sealed the proceedings. So that raises a little food for thought.
Now, what I predicted back in the early summer was I predicted that they would drop charges because they want, and part of dropping that charges is to ward off a lawsuit because she would have this lawsuit. Now, I still think, even though they got that little clause going on there, I still think there's still going to be a lawsuit because those lawyers have to get their money back. There's 2 lawyers.
You know something, John? I'm going to make a prediction right now in the here and now, and I'm going to predict Emily Weinman isn't going to even have to go that far. The city of Wildwood does not want to have to relive that issue. I think that they're going to offer her a pre-lawsuit settlement. They're going to offer her a chunk of change. I'm thinking somewhere in the ballpark of $150,000 to $250,000 for her not to sue.
I was, the first number came to my head was 600,000, but I would say it's going to be it's going to be enough that the 30% of it is going to pay for those lawyers' fees.
I mean, obviously, Emily Weinman, she had past legal problems. Did it justify what the cops did to her? And they beat the shit out of her? No, it obviously did.
No, it did. Those officers did what a bad cop does, which is harass, extort, and escalate, and hurt.
And at this point, I mean, I don't think she's even going to have to file a lawsuit. I don't. Because I think the city of Wildwood, it's in their interest to offer her a free lawsuit settlement, and that's what I foresee.
Right, and she'll have to. There'll be a non-disclosure fee because if I was her, I'd start doing the talk show route.
Ding, 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 and that's what the tough issue is going to become. Even up to this day, in the state of New Jersey, with the Open Public Records Act, Oprah being what it is, there's still a dissension and a difference of opinion within our court system whether or not public settlement agreements constitute Oprah material, whether or not they're an open public record. And there's a lot of courts in South Jersey that says that they're not. They're subject to attorney-client privilege and that they're privileged records. Now, there's a lot of courts in North Jersey that says that lawsuit settlements are public record. So what we're going to do is this, John. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, if not the next month, we're going to file an Oprah request with the city of Wildwood. And we're going to be able to ascertain whether or not a settlement has occurred.
Well, I think in the back room with the doors closed and the cameras off and the microphones turned off, that there has been a deal made out, that she will take this is their way out, because they got egg on their face, she's got egg on her face, and they gave her a way out, but she's got to get something in the, I just think the police I don't think they felt confident that they could prosecute this properly, and I think that video of her getting beat up on, matter whether she's guilty or not, it's not going to play well with a jury. Because look at her, she's this big guy.
And what it's going to do, like as I was saying, it's going to hurt Wildwood's tourism industry.
Right.
People are not going to want to go there from Philadelphia.
Yeah, nobody wants to sit on the beach and leave their kid alone for 2 minutes and come back and find out there's some class 2 idiot sitting there, demanding. And that's the other thing, they're running around the beach there demanding breathalyzer tests on people.
That does raise a certain Fourth Amendment concern. It certainly does. I mean, now, playing devil's advocate, I suppose in that context, what they're going to argue is that there was a minor alone with liquor on the blanket. There was
she was not,
21 years of age.
No, it's a technical thing now. She wasn't actually in possession of it. I mean, possession, what is possession? Does it have to be in my hand?
You or I were sitting in Shark River Park on the benches.
Right.
And we sit on a table, a picnic table in Shark River Park. And there's 6 ounces of Coke on that table before we got there. Does that make us in possession of it?
Well, it makes us in control of it.
Exactly. And I think that goes back to the same situation.
But then let me throw this one out. So you and I, we go to a picnic and we bring your little sister with us.
Yes.
And we got a 6-pack of beer. All right, or maybe we brought ourselves a 16-ouncer, okay? And it's not open. It's sitting on the picnic table, and you and I say, "Come on, Matt, I gotta take a leak." And you say, "Yeah, I gotta go too." And we go to the bathroom, and your little sister's sitting there with those 2 16 ounces sitting on the table, and all of a sudden a class 2 special comes along and says, "Aha! You're a minor in possession of alcohol."
And as petty as it sounds, I hate to say it, but I think purely from a legal point of view, in that hypothetical, that she would be a minor in possession of alcohol.
But anybody with a reasonable brain will look at it, because Emily said, "Well, that belongs to my aunt. She went away. She'll be back in a few minutes." So, you know, the cop was overzealous in his duties. That's exactly what went on. He was overzealous. She was cooperative and took the breathalyzer test. She was cooperative. Even though she had a big mouth, she was cooperative.
I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to go far enough to say that it started off cordial. I heard her actions, but I think that she was trying to that she saw the writing on the wall, and she was ultimately trying to conceal her status as a probationer. And I think that that's when things started to escalate.
Well, I think both parties made an error. However, the police officer is supposed to be the trained professional. That's what they're always telling me, how professional they are and how well trained they are.
And they released the name of that officer that threw the hit punch at that girl.
Well, they released the 3 names, but me personally, I don't know exactly which officer was Mr. Officer Drop Him and Sock Him.
What's going to be interesting to see is when all the dust settles, whether or not they're rehired next summer by the city of Wildwood.
Well, I think those guys rode off into the sunset. They're going to show up over in Point Pleasant Beach now.
Those guys rode off into the sunset on a 3-legged horse.
Yeah, they got out of Dodge very quickly. They're not coming back. Believe me on that one. They'll be writing tickets. I'm sure they're still in the profession, but they're going to be.
About how those guys avoided indictment. Nobody got indicted.
Well, the 2 lawyers have said, that still the issue of these officers had not been charged and they acted inappropriate.
And I think that goes back to, ultimately I like to attribute it to the theme of the channel, which the theme of the channel has been, and I believe still is, the fact that they're all connected. These guys got their jobs in the city of Wildwood, at least one of them that we know of, because they were very well connected with the Republican Cape May County establishment.
Well, that may be true, but, there's definitely evidence indicating that these officers, they covered for these officers. Nobody in that department ever came out and said, oh, that's not the way we train our officers to behave. We train them to de-escalate, and this officer clearly escalated. And
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Do you think that simply by the fact that nobody got indicted, does that constitute a cover-up in and of itself?
I think it certainly indicates that, and it certainly indicates that they want this to quickly go away.
I think so. Well, I have to say that this has been one of the most vibrant videos that we've done in a while, because I hate to say it, this was the one time when the dice rolled exactly where it should have never rolled. This is the case where everybody, including the court system, including the prosecutor's office, everybody has exhibited institutionalized corruption. Everybody did whatever they could to try and make a very dirty situation go away.
And she got lucky and got 2 crafty lawyers to help her out. And I'm happy. I'm always happy to see a citizen. And I personally, I think Emily Weinman was victimized. I think she was a victim. She didn't go there asking for this. And she got caught up in something. And thank goodness that there was 2 good lawyers that stepped up to help her. And, I think what she got here is a fair sentence for her. She got 1 year probation, and she got to stay off the beach. And I think that's a fair sentence for what happened. But still,
And that's another unconstitutional issue. She's precluded from traveling into Wildwood. There's a consent decree in her settlement,
right, that she has to stay out of Wildwood, so that violates her right to free movement.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so Matt, Tim, I'm going to wrap it up. You got anything quick to say? We're going to wrap this video up.
Yes. Catch you on the flip side.
All right, that is Matt Tim, Almost Esquire, chiming in on the Emily Weinman Wildwood debacle case. If you haven't heard about that story, you've been living in a cave and you need to come out of it and do some Googling. This is Gunnison Undercover. You know the deal. Always watch the police. Don't trust anything they tell you. And always record. And other than that, be well, be safe, and like, share, subscribe. This is Gunnison Undercover. And who's on the phone? Matt?
Yes, it was a very good video.
Yes, and I'm checking out. This is Gunnison Undercover and
Matt Tim, the second half of the Not So Dream Team.
we'll catch you later. Peace out.